are at Isaac Shelby Elementary School, where we're going to see a great magician. Let's go check it out. A professional magician for 14 years, John Hamilton first distinguished himself in Brussels, Belgium in 1979. He was the first African American to represent the U.S. in the World Grand Prix of Magic. He has been all over the world and now touring the United States.
I started in magic when I was about 8 years old. I saw my first magician in school, and I said to myself, that's what I'd like to be.
My brother's 7. He'd love to start magic at that age, but it's just so hard to get the magic equipment and stuff.
Well, magic equipment is very, very expensive. But you can start out by going to the library and looking up some books on magic and read all about it. That's what it's all about.
What was your first trick you ever did?
The first trick that I ever learned was what they call a die box, where you take a block out of the box and slides back and forth, and the block winds up inside the hat. It's called a sucker trick.
What made you start studying magic and performing it to kids?
I used to work a lot of cruise ships many, many years ago, and every time I would come home on a cruise ship, I had a teacher who taught me how to read and write. Her name is Mrs. Thelma Mell. And she used to have me come out to her school, Adelaide Stevenson in Cleveland, and perform magic for her kids. And she began to tell me, she said, why don't you tell something about yourself and your struggles and how hard it was for you to get your education? And then I began to incorporate that into my show, and that's why I call it Magic with a Message.
What was the longest magic trick that you had to practice on?
The longest magic trick that I ever had to practice on was when I went to school up in Michigan, and I was trained by a fellow by the name of Mr. Neil Foster, who was the director of a school called the Chavez College of Magic. And the hardest thing that I had to learn was how to manipulate cards like this. And you take the cards and fan them, you know what I mean? And then you take them and throw them away like this, and then grab some more like that, throw it away. That's the hardest thing to learn to do in magic. Back again.
That's amazing.
That's a hard thing.
What is this pigeon's name?
This is Max. Max is about 16 or 17 years old, and they travel all over the country with me. And I love my birds, just like I love my magic. My birds are my kids.
Now, at this time, I need a very handsome young man volunteer. Here we go. 1, 2, Remember, nothing's impossible. Whatever it is that you want to become, you can become. It starts right now, this afternoon, for the next 12 years of your education. Learn to pay attention, learn to do what you're told to do, get along with each other. Dreams do come true. Nobody can make it happen but you.
You really enjoy showing these
I
pigeon
enjoy
magic.
doing what I do. It is nice to be able to do something that you enjoy doing. Very few people can really say to themselves that I enjoy going to work every morning. I enjoy going to work because you never know who you're going to touch. And if I can just touch one person, I like to touch them all, but if I can just touch one person, then I've done my job.
You have done your job. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Max said I'm tired. Right on.